Konami's newest core set, Chaos Origin, might just be one of the most impactful sets in Yu-Gi-Oh's history since Phantom Nightmare. And even Phantom Nightmare changed the complexion of Yu-Gi-Oh's meta for quite some time. And Chaos Origin is only going to get even more crazier from here because Konami has just announced new Phantom Knight support. You heard me right. Phantom Knights are getting new support for the first time in a very long time. Now, I believe the last time we got new Phantom Knight support, I want to say it was the Legendary Dragon decks back in 2017 or 2018. It was one or the other, and I did do an opening of that set here on the channel, and I believe it was 2018. I could be wrong. I'll have to take a look. I believe it was 2018. Let me see, because I think it was 2018. Legendary Dragon decks. So it was about eight years ago. When was this posted? So it was in 2017 was when the set was introduced. And I do remember doing an opening of it. Let's see. So interestingly enough, I did do an opening of the legendary the legendary deck set. I did actually the legendary decks 2 set opening. I opened up the legendary dragon decks, the legendary hero decks, and also the legendary 5Ds decks from a couple months ago. However, I have yet to open up here on the channel Yugi's legendary decks, which was the first one ever printed. Never got the chance to open that up on the channel. I don't know why, actually. I don't know. I want to open that up on the channel, but unfortunately, I believe that actually goes for a pretty high price, actually. I believe it's going for what, a couple $100 if I remember right. Yugi's. Here we are. Yeah. I thought so. Okay, so completely sealed. It goes for like $300. So that's kind of unfortunate that I won't be able to get my hands on that set, but yeah, I believe the last time we got any new support for the Phantom Knights, it was around that time, actually. I know that it did get like maybe a card or two here and there over time, but as far as like all the new support in one set, I believe the legendary decks. Oh wait, no. Oh wait, no. I believe it was Phantom Revenge. Was it Phantom Revenge? Yeah, I think it was Phantom Revenge. I could be wrong. Was it Phantom Revenge? I want to say it was either Phantom Revenge or the hero decks. Let's see. Phantom or it was either it was Phantom Revenge or something like that, somewhere along those lines. Oh my God, Phantom Rage. Phantom Rage was the um Phantom Rage was the set, and if I remember right, if I remember correctly, I believe I talked about. Yeah, I thought so. Okay, so it was Phantom Rage that gave us the new Phantom Knight support. Um, which was actually interesting because I never. It's kind of interesting because I didn't think that we were gonna get any new support for Phantom Knights in for a while, but we fast forward now 5 years later, and here we are. So I'm not gonna waste any time. I'm gonna get straight into it because I was rambling on, so I do apologize. Excuse me. So let's kick things off with the Phantom Knights of Decayed Cloak. So it's basically a retrained version of the Phantom Knights of Steam Cloak, which even Steam Cloak was actually kind of a sick card in terms of the meta, but this one might just be different. 3-star Dark Warrior, 1,000 attack, 300 defense, and all 3 of its effects are once per turn. The first effect reads: you can reveal one other the Phantom Knights card in your hand. Special summon this card from your hand. Second effect reads: if this card is normal or special summon, you can add one the Phantom Knights monster from your deck to your hand. Third effect, you can banish this card from your grave. Target one Xyz monster you control. This turn, you can use it as material for any Xyz summon using its rank as if it were a level. Okay, so we gotta talk about this card for a second, because first off, it's a Cyber Dragon, right? You basically get to reveal any other Phantom Knight monster from your hand, or any other card, if you will, that has Phantom Knight in its name, and you get to Sidra this card out right off the bat, which is insane. And then on summon, whether it's normal or special, you literally get to You basically get to Stratos out any Phantom Knights monster from your deck to your hand. So hypothetically speaking, you can add Ragged Gloves, Steam Cloak. You can add Stained Greaves, I think is the other one. There's quite a few. There's quite a few PK cards that you can add to your hand off of this card's effect. And not only that, but you get to banish the card from your grave, and you automatically get to go into NXC's summon. So if you have, let's say for example, you have a rank 4 that you want to use as the material for yet another rank 4. Let's say that rank 4 is Dark Rebellion Xyz Dragon. Let's say that, and your opponent activates Imperm on your Dark Rebellion. If Dark Rebellion gets hit with Imperm or Valor, that's okay, because you get to banish the card from your grave, and as long as you have another level 4 monster on board, you can use both Dark Rebellion and that other level 4 monster to go into a rank 4 Dark Xyz. Literally any rank 4 Xyz monster that they have at your disposal, which for the most part you're gonna end up going into Raider's Knight off of the effect of Decayed Cloak, which is kind of crazy. Kind of crazy. I will say, it's kind of interesting to see Konami printing more new support for this archetype, because when you really look at it, the fucking PK archetype, when they were first introduced back in 2015, somewhere around there, during the days of I think like half format or something like that. Phantom Knights, the Phantom Knight archetype, it did okay. It did okay, but over time the deck just kind of like died down a little bit. And then when we got I think, what was it, the Tri-Brigade archetype, or was it something else? I think it was something else. When that something else got released, and it combined itself with the PK archetype, it became probably one of the strongest decks of the meta during its time. But now we could be looking at a format where Phantom Knights as a pure build, it can very well be one of the most destructive decks in the format. 100,000%. Easily. Next up, we've got the Phantom Knights of Doomed Solaray. I could be wrong. Solaray? I think is how it's pronounced. I could be wrong. But there's the card. And it is a 3-star Dark Warrior with 400 attack, 1400 defense. And it says that all 3 of its effects are once per turn. The first effect reads, if you control no monsters, you can special summon this card from your hand. Second effect reads, if this card is normal or special summon, you can set 1 Phantom Knight spell or trap from your deck. Third effect reads, you can banish this card from your grave, target up to 2 level or rank 3 dark monsters you control, increase their levels or ranks by 1. This actually makes Decayed Cloak's third effect even more busted, because as I said, if your opponent, if you summoned out Dark Rebellion Exceeds Dragon and your opponent activates Imperm, not only can you banish Decayed Cloak's, not only can you banish Decayed Cloak from your graveyard to make Dark Rebellion and another level 4 monster go into a rank 4, but because of Doomed Solaray's effect, you can increase their levels by 1. So hypothetically speaking, if you have a level 3 monster on board plus what you call it, Dark Rebellion, you can target the level 3, increase it by 1, making it level 4, and you can automatically go into Raider's Knight, use its effect to go into Arc Rebellion Exceeds Dragon, and then you just keep ranking up into a much more busted ass card, which is kind of broken. These two new main deck monsters basically ensure that you can exceed summon a lot easier, which is nuts. Next up, we have the Phantom Knights of Malevolent Scythe, which honestly, it actually kind of looks like something out of oh my god, what's that one anime that I saw? Soul Eater. It kind of looks like something out of Soul Eater. It actually looks kind of cool. Really cool. Rank 3 Dark Warrior Exceeds, 1900 attack, 0 defense. two level 3 dark monsters. All three of its effects are once per turn. The first effect reads, you can detach one material from this card, special summon one the Phantom Knights monster from your deck. Second effect, if you exceed summon a dark... Sorry, if you exceed summon an Exceeds Dragon... Excuse me, while this monster is on the field, you can add one rank up magic spell from your deck to your hand. Third effect, if this card is destroyed, you can add one of your banished Phantom Knights cards to your hand except an Exceeds monster. So interestingly enough, you're gonna be adding either Decayed Cloak or Doom Soul Array as a way to constantly exceed summon without any hassle, which is insane. And again, with this card with Scythe on board, if you summon out Dark Rebellion Exceeds Dragon, this one card right here, Scythe, can make you add any rank up magic spell to your hand, which for the most part you're either going to be adding you're either going to be adding rank up magic launch, which is the PK spell, or you're going to be adding this card, which I will be talking about right now, and it is known as the Phantom Knights Rank Up Magic Requiem. So again, it's either you're going to be adding the Phantom Knights Rank Up Magic Launch, or this card as a way to go into as a way for you to go effect of Doom Soul Array, target one of your monsters, one of your level 3 monsters, increase its level by 1, then go Decayed Cloak effect, banish it to use Dark Rebellion Exceeds Dragon as the material for a rank 4 summon, which you're gonna go into Raiders Night, which you'll be able to detach a card off of Raiders Night, go into Arc Rebellion, and then you'd be able to just rank up into a very powerful monster off of Requiem or off of rank up magic launch. But Requiem is a normal spell with the effect being a once per turn that reads, target one the Phantom Knights or Exceeds Dragon monster in your grave, or banishment, special summon it, but its effects are negated. Then you can special summon from your extra deck the Phantom Knights or Exceeds Dragon Exceeds monster that has a rank higher than a Dark Exceeds monster you control by using that monster. This is treated as an Exceed summon, transfer its material. So, I mean, it's basically like any other rank up spell. You just go into an Exceeds summon right off the bat. Plain simple. Not much else to say about that. Next up, we've got the Phantom Knights of Umbrage Veil. Honestly, that actually looks kind of cool. The artwork actually looks really cool. Huh, how about that? And it is a normal spell with both of its effects being a once per turn, and it also says that if you have the Phantom Knights monster on your field or in your grave, you can activate this card the turn it was set. So the first effect reads, special summon this card as a normal monster, which would be a 3-star Dark Warrior with 0 attack, 300 defense in defense position, and it is not treated as a trap. Then you can change one opponent's attack position monster to defense. Second effect reads, you can banish this card from your grave. Immediately after this effect resolves, Exceed summon one dark monster. So interestingly enough, you are going to be using this card to either go into Break Sword or into Malevolent Scythe or into pretty much like any other like rank 3 that you may have at your disposal, but it has to be a dark attribute, which is fine. I mean, for the most part, your extra deck is mostly going to be comprised fully of dark Xyz monsters, with, I believe, if my memory serves right, and I could be wrong, I think I believe um I believe, as of right now, I believe if I remember correctly, the I believe the Phantom Knights Link monster, I think Rusty Bardiche, I think is the name. I believe right now Rusty Bardiche is now legal, so I believe it can still I believe now it can be used. Um so hypothetically speaking, Rusty Bardiche can also be a card that can be used to just go into a bunch of shit, which is insane. And what's really interesting is that the what's really interesting is that Rusty Bardiche was banned for several years for a multitude of reasons, and one of them had a lot to do with some of the FTKs that you were able to make, that you were able to pull off, not only with Rusty Bardiche, but also with Rongo Miniod, which was known as the Rongo Bongo FTK deck. And even that was a bit, it was a bit weird. It wasn't like as like meta as people expected it to, but it was still pretty good to the extent where Konami did end up banning both Rusty Bardiche and Rongo, and even now Rongo is still banned. Funny enough, which is very funny. Um, but with Veil, you can use Veil as a way to go into Rusty Bardiche, pull off your combo extensions, and then be able to banish this card from your grave to go into a Dark at Sea summon, which is pretty insane. Um, I believe that is everything. Um, I believe that is everything. Yeah, that's everything. And Konami has also announced. I know I said 6 new cards, but it only ended up being 5, and that's because that 6th card ended up being an alternate art for Phantom Knight's Fogblade. Think about that, guys. Fogblade is getting an alternate art, which is insane. So that is literally everything for the Phantom Knights support. My honest opinion, I think Phantom Knights could be, it could potentially make its way, back into the meta. I just don't know if it's really going to happen, because I mean, to be fair, I feel like the Phantom Knight archetype could use a little extra support. Like maybe if it got a second Link monster or something, then yeah, maybe the deck could make its way back into the format. But for now, I think this is just more suited as like more suited for like the level of like locals or something, at least in my opinion anyway. But with that being said, that'll do it for today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you guys smash that thumbs up button. If you guys are new to the channel and you guys want more card discussions in the future, then be sure to subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, and as always, make sure you guys are following me on all of my social media. All of my ads will be in the description below, as will the info to my fan mail. It will also be in the description as well. And on that, this is your boy Nash, signing out.